Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be at. 2024 has been a year to remember. 2024 has been a year to remember. Let me start off by saying this, young lady, police, lawyers, law enforcement. Nothing that I am posting is illegal. Nothing that I will post is illegal. The full video will be posted in the next couple of weeks, in the next couple of months. The full video will be posted. There's videos on YouTube of people attacking people. There's videos on YouTube of people. You can get on YouTube and see someone get pew! So it's nothing illegal about what I am posting. Police, law enforcement, young lady. There's nothing illegal about it. I've looked at YouTube stuff. I've, done some old investigations of what can happen. But if you want to sue me for the video that I will be posting, I hope that you have a lot of money. Because most lawyers, when you say, hey, I want to sue someone, they're in a whole nother continent, right? Because by the time this video gets posted, I will be in a whole nother continent. Most lawyers, when you say, hey, I want to sue someone that's in a whole nother continent, one or two things are going to happen. One, they're going to say no. Two, they're going to charge you a whole lot of money, right? And I have the money to fight this, right? And you have to ask yourself, do you have the money to fight this? Because what happened and where it happened was not in Europe. When I post this, because I'm posting this, I will not be in Europe anymore. So ask yourself, do you want to sue me with the cheap lawyer that you're probably going to buy? And what do you think you're going to get out of it? Probably nothing. Probably nothing. And do you have the money to drag this on? Because best believe I'm going to drag this on. Best believe I'm going to find me the best lawyer possible. Best believe you're probably not going to do anything, because once you say, hey, I want to sue this guy and he's in another continent, most lawyers probably don't want to waste their time. But I said that to say the full video will be posted probably January, February max. I'm going to post a full video because, like I said, where it happened was not in Europe. Where I'm posting it from is not in Europe. Posted it on YouTube is not illegal. So do what you please, because I'll be ready. And you're going to waste your time, because trust me, I've done my research. But 2024 has been a year to remember. I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably been the worst year I've ever had with a woman in my entire life, right? Because, I've been slapped. I've had a woman swing on me. I've been, open hand slap. I've, had someone hit me with a phone. Which are all not that big of a deal. But I have never had anyone do anything close to the things that were done to me in this year by this particular vicious animal. And for the sake of this video, her name is Vicious Animal. All of the things that have happened to me regarding, a woman hit me with the phone, women trying to slap me or punch me, whatever the case may be, didn't leave marks. There were no physical, visual signs that what they did to me even occurred. But what happened to me was the opposite. I was in a relationship with this vicious animal, and we got into an altercation, a verbal altercation. And that verbal altercation was surrounding her inviting her girlfriend on a trip that I had paid for. And I'm going to repeat that again. That verbal altercation was surrounding her inviting her girlfriend on a trip that I had paid for behind my back. Let's take this into consideration. I paid for the flights, and I offered to pay for the hotel for this vicious animal to go on a vacation because I felt like she needed it. She was working minimum wage. She was bringing in little money, working at a job in a career field that are realistically and respectfully for high schoolers. It's for people 16 years old, 17 years old, 18 years old, 19 years old, maybe 20 years old. The career field that she was in is not for someone of her age. You should not be working in that career field when you get 26, 27, 25, almost 30 years old. That's for someone that's in high school, their first job. That's for someone in college, working part-time jobs so they can have a little money for food, to go out, for clothes. It's not a career field for someone of her age. So I felt like her working that particular job in that particular career field and seeing that she was working long hours for a little pay, I felt like this vicious animal needed a vacation, right? Needed a vacation. So I bought the ticket for this vicious animal to go on vacation as the man that I am. And a couple of weeks later, we had argued because she told me she invited her girlfriend. And I'm like, yo, I bought these tickets and you invited your girlfriend and you didn't have the courtesy, the respect to ask me, right? So we argued about that. One, she told me, she should have told me the same day. Two, she told me later on, after it all been said and done, and we had already made plans, what we're going to do, what you're going to do there, blah, 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 blah. Here's my thing. If you do something behind my back, don't tell me weeks later. All right, so long story short, probably every week since she told me she invited her girlfriend to this trip, we argued, we discussed, we had debates, we had back and forths, and it was getting nowhere. It was like talking to a wall, talking to a wall. But they continued on until her and I went on a trip, and I brought it up. This was like a couple of days before the trip was about to convene. And I was bringing it up, like, hey, why don't you tell her not to come? Tell your girlfriend not to come, like, you disrespecting me. And this vicious animal thought what she did was right. She tried to justify inviting her girlfriend on a trip behind my back without at least asking me. It was a great idea. And that is where that is what led to the confrontation. We were going back and forth. I brought it up again because it was bothering me. It was bothering me for weeks, and we were still having this conversation with this vicious selfish animal. And one thing led to another, and she decided to do this. And I'm going to let this video play. This is the video that I took downstairs after their incident.
Well, I was just the victim of abuse, physical abuse, and it doesn't get talked about a lot, but men get abused as well. And I've said this before, like, growing up when people talked about domestic violence and abuse, 99% of the time it was always the man putting his hands on a woman. And that's not necessarily the case, because I was just victimized, scratched up, bleeding. Bleeding. I'm not gonna say much. I'm just gonna show you. Just gonna show you. Just gonna show you. But I will say this. Men get abused too, Men get abused too. Some men like it. I'm not saying whether I do or I don't, but some men like it. Some men like a feisty woman, a woman to curse them out and treat them bad and be, in very few words, I just want to say that unfortunately, men go through some things too in relationships. Some things, and you know what some things are. You know what I'm talking about. But women are not the only ones going through things in relationships. Men sometimes are the victim. Men sometimes are the victim. And it is what it is. You have to make the conscious decision if you're going to accept that, you're going to walk away.
So I'm back. We back. As you can see, I did those videos probably 30 minutes after this incident happened with this vicious animal. So let me say a few things. I never put my hands on her. I never put my hands on her. And as much as this vicious animal talked about how much of a bad person I was, if I was the bad person that she made me out to be, she would have had a broken nose, or missing teeth, or black eye, or broken jaw, unconscious, concussion. She would have had one of those things, right? If I was the person that she made me out to be. But in the end, the person that she made me out to be, she turned out to be. I never hit her. And like I said, I'm going to post a full video. I'm working on some moves, working on this, working on that. Probably at the latest February, the full video, unfiltered, is going to be posted on my page. Sue me from America. You know what I'm saying? Sue me from America. Good luck with getting a lawyer that's going to take on that case. And good luck getting anything out of that. It's just not going to work. No lawyer is going to take on that case because nothing I will post is illegal. But back on topic, sometimes women make you out to be the monster, and sometimes in the end, what they see as themselves in the mirror. Sometimes a woman looks at you and sees this, sees that, sees this, tells their family you're this, tells their family you're that, tells their friends, tells their coworkers that you're this, they're that, and they do such a vicious act of violence and prove them all wrong, right? Because this vicious animal, her mother knows what happened. Her family knows what happened. Her friend, who I'm not sure if they're friends anymore, knows what happened. Her coworkers know what happened, right? I did my best to ensure that this was not a secret, right? I showed someone, I can't say too much because, people try to use stuff against you. But I showed someone that she sees and she has contact with very frequently what was done to me. I showed someone the video. I showed someone the pictures. What was done to me cannot be disputed. But it took me, honestly, it took me a few months to get over it. Because I was in love with a vicious animal. And it took me a while to get over it. It didn't take me a while to get over her, but it took me a while to get over what happened. And I'm traumatized, right? Because if someone, hypothetically speaking, climbs on your back, claws you. These are claws. These are claw marks. These are claw marks. Right? These are nails. Right? If someone climbs on your back and claws you like a freaking cat, like a lion, like a bear cub, like a kitten, like a cheetah. If someone jumps on your back and claws you, these are nail marks. These are from her hands. If someone jumps on your back and claws you like an animal, a vicious animal, they're demonic. That's the devil. That's Satan. That's Lucifer. Because I've heard of women hitting me and I've heard of men hitting women, but I've never heard of a woman jumping on a man's back and claw them, and that is what happened to me. That is what happened to me. Right? That's what happened to me. This vicious animal jumped on my back and clawed me. And this is why I'm traumatized. This is why I will look at relationships differently. This is why I will look at people differently. Because you could be the most beautiful woman in the world and be holding on to demons. This is what love gets you. This is what lust gets you. This is what thinking with your heart gets you. These are scars that I have to walk around with for the rest of my life. Permanent scars that are still on my arm today. These scars are like tattoos. These scars are not going anywhere. So 2024 has been the worst, almost probably the worst year of my life. Because the one person who I loved, the one person who I considered marrying, the one person who I considered spending the rest of my life with, the one person who I was going to move closer to, the one person who we was talking about a future, did that to me. The person that I love did that to me. And I hate when I see people say, oh, don't bring trauma from your past relationships into your current relationships, blah, blah, blah. All right? Let me punch you in the face. Let me claw you like a cat. Let me leave permanent marks on you and tell you to forget about it. Erase it from your memory. That does not happen. And I am not into spells, juju, or voodoo, but I wish nothing but horrible things and disaster, and I wish the fires from hell upon this vicious animal's life. I wish nothing good upon her life. And her life wasn't great when I met her. I was trying to make it better, but it's no way that you're going to do this to a man or a woman and pray to God and say, God, forgive me. Please find me a good man. Please find me a good husband. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. He's going to say, sure, you vicious animal. Let me forget what you did that leaves or left a lifetime of permanent marks on that individual. And I'm going to be honest with you. In hindsight, I saved her. In hindsight, I could have had her arrested. In hindsight, she might have been in jail after this happened. In hindsight, I did her a favor. So let's say, hypothetically speaking, that you're in a foreign country and you get abused and you get hit, something violent from a violent animal happens to you, and you have the opportunity to call the police, get them arrested, have them in jail in a foreign country, and you don't you feel that person owes you? Don't you feel they at least owe you a thank you, an apology, something along those lines? Do you think I got that? Of course not. But 2024, a year in review for Chris Keeps Flying has been hell. Right? Has been hell. I don't think I'll ever forget it. I think about it just about every day. And I've been to war. You know, I've been to war. I've been to Iraq. I've been to Afghan, in the military, outside of the military. I've been to war, and what happened to me with this vicious animal, I will not wish on my worst enemy. For anybody that may be watching, this vicious animal, police, anybody, nothing I said or nothing I posted was illegal. I am going to post a full video, for sure. But good luck doing anything, because I will repeat for the 100th time, where it happened is not in a country or continent that she lives in. Where I'm going to post it from won't be in a country or continent that she lives in. Good luck. There's a million videos online of what I am posting or going to post, and worse. Good luck. Lawyer money on deck. Good luck. Good luck. Is the police going to come to America and arrest me and bring me back for posting? Of course not. Good luck. But 2024 has been hell. 2024 has been hell. And I wish her nothing but the worst things possible in life, whoever this individual is. For the record, everything I mentioned was a lie. This is a fictitious story. All made up characters, pictures of AI, and Adobe Photoshop.